Welcome to all of you. Today is a very important, a day very close to my heart. I'll come to that later. But before we start anything, few basic points. We are having our program here. There is a fire exit behind you, and there is another fire exit to the left of you, down the hall. There are the toilets here, and we also have the library here. Parents and children who have to handle children, you can use that as well. So with that,
First aid.
First aid.
At the entrance of the library.
at the entrance of the library, there is first aid kit available as well. Thank you, Swamiji, for reminding me. I extend my heartfelt gratitude and pranams to the revered Swamis and to all the guests over here. And we start today's program. We have some very, very interesting and very packed day for us. And I had to actually write them down, otherwise I was forgetting them. But I'll tell you, this day is very close to my heart because all through my life, I grew up, when I was a little boy, I grew up and I had always idolized four people. And I was telling Swamiji yesterday, and one of them is Sister Nivedita. So right from our childhood. And not only me, there are so many people in my country who adored Sister Nivedita. Now, the significance that we have gathered here today is to commemorate the birth anniversary of our beloved Sister Nivedita. Though we cannot start anything about Sister Nivedita till we have offered our pranams to Thakur. If Sri Ramakrishna was not there, Swami Vivekananda wouldn't happen. If Swami Vivekananda was not there, Nivedita wouldn't have happened. So I start my day today with a small pranam. If you know, you can repeat it with me. Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarva dharma swarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya namaha. I'll translate it in English for some of you who will not understand this. To the one who came to establish spirituality, one who is the personification of all faiths and religions, one who is the greatest embodiment of the divine, to that Ramakrishna I offer my salutations. With that, I start the rest of the program. And today, to celebrate the birth anniversary of Nivedita, how else can we do it? What can we do it here? Like the best way we can do it is by getting into some Irish hymns. So I have my very dear friend and my colleague, Niamh Madigan here. I present Niamh Madigan to you, a very talented young lady and my colleague. Niamh hails from Tipperary, Ireland and currently resides in Dublin. She is the member of the Sacred Heart Singers of Dublin and is very passionate about sharing and learning various styles of music. We are delighted to have her grace our celebrations with a few Irish and English hymns. So Niamh, you stand here, start, and I'll set up the mic for you. You can explain to everybody once what you are doing.
Hello. So thank you very much for having me. I will perform two pieces. The first piece is in the Irish language and it's called Gaum Multa Brida, or Praise to St. Bridget, who is described in the song as a daughter of Ireland and a daughter of all countries. She's described as a leader of young people and of women, and the song finishes by saying, even though the winter is cold and dark, on the day of St. Bridget, which is of course in February, spring is coming to Ireland. It is a song written in the traditional style, but attributed to an Irish-born, English-educated teacher, translator and poet, probably in the late 1800s.
Thank you.
Lacrum gana line, modern setting of a prayer called St. Patrick's Breastplate. It was composed in 1983 by Irish composer Sean Davey. And the text, the lyrics, are believed to have been written by St. Patrick in the 5th century. It's called St. Patrick's Breastplate, or sometimes also the Deer's Cry, and it's a prayer of protection or help in the face of adversity. So the Deer's Cry is a bit of a strange name, but legend has it that while St. Patrick was travelling around Ireland, spreading the word of God, his enemies laid an ambush for him. And St. Patrick prayed for protection using these words, and then he and his monks appeared to his enemies as a herd of wild deer followed by a fawn. And that's why, and so he was able to continue on his journey, and that's why it's called the Deer's Cry. I arise today through the strength of heaven, light of sun, radiance of moon, splendor of fire, speed of lightning, swiftness of wind, depth of the sea, stability of earth, firmness of rock. I arise today through God's strength to pilot me, God's eye to look before me, God's wisdom to guide me, God's way to lie before me, God's shield to protect me from all who would wish me ill, afar and near, alone and in a multitude, against every cruel, merciless power that may oppose my body and soul. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I rise, Christ to shield me, Christ in the heart of everyone who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me. I arise today.
Thank you so much, Neve. I was thinking that I have to remind everybody that give her a big hand, but I didn't have to. Thank you. This was I am participating in Nivedita's birthday celebrations for last few years, and I think there was no better beginning than this today. Thank you, Nivedita. Going to the next part of the program, I invite our minister in charge, Swami Shantivrata ji, for a welcome remarks. Shantivrata ji, minister in charge over here. Prior to coming over here, and you all will know, he has spent almost 8.5 years in Mysuru, Bangalore. Always been a very good student, done his graduate, undergraduate, flying colors in philosophy, also did his PhD. He's a very motivating speaker, and he keeps writing continuously something. So he keeps us on our toes always. So we keep running and he keeps leading us. Swamiji, over to you. Thank you.
Ramakrishna Sharanam, offering my humble pranams to Reverend Swami Balabhadranji, dear devotees and special invitees. It is indeed, it is a special event and one of the dearest event for all of us. Why? Because it is a celebration of our sister Nivedita. Just a devotee was asking me, Swamiji, the birthday of sister Nivedita is in October, and why are we celebrating her birthday in September? Of course, there can be a discussion with many of you. That's the reason I opened this topic. Yeah, I said yes. Because in October, I am going to my motherland, India, and also our headquarters, that is Belur Math, to attend two conferences. So one is Heads Conference. All the heads of the centers, India and internationally, all of us, 2 days we join and we discuss many policy decisions on our order. That's where I will be going to attend it. And afterwards, after 2 days we'll have a conference, and afterwards we have got 3 days monks conference. Monks, the members are the monks of our Ramakrishna Math mission, around not less than 500 to 600 monks at least. We all assemble and we all discuss on philosophy and different monastic rules, regulations and etc. It is a sight to see so many ochre robes at a place and meeting my brother monks and senior monks and junior monks, and also I didn't want to miss this chance. So I'm going fortunately, unfortunately, there's the same time where our Nivedita celebration also generally falls. That's the reason, since I'm not here, I was thinking probably in October first week we shall celebrate. The same time we came to know the holy visit of Reverend Swami Balabhadranji Maharaj. Then I thought this can be the befitting event or befitting time, occasion where we can club Nivedita's birthday celebration along with Holy Maharaj's visit. That's the reason today we are celebrating Nivedita's birthday celebration. Who is Sister Nivedita? When I was a young boy of 14 or 15 years, first I got the master's book, that is Sri Ramakrishna's book. I got inspired and I read and I got inspired and I dedicated my life to him. Interestingly, afterwards, I got his disciples' book, that is Swami Vivekananda's. When I read Swami Vivekananda's book, very sincerely I am telling, I didn't like Swami Vivekananda at all. Because I felt in that young, a young boy or adolescent boy, I felt Sri Ramakrishna tells always to realize God. To realize God, practice devotion and etc. in his gospel, if you see. And Swami Vivekananda is asking, that's what I understood at that time. Swami Vivekananda is asking to serve the nation, to serve the society, to see the God in people and etc. etc. That's what I felt. Probably being his disciple is getting away from his guru or master. That's what was my understanding for 2 years. That's the reason I kept Swami Vivekananda bedside. Then I read Holy Mother's life. Again, it was also a very deep impression left on me. Maybe at the 16 years had finished, someone gave me a Life of Sister Nivedita's book. When I started reading Sister Nivedita's book, which is her pre-monastic name, other name is Margaret Noble, Irish lady. When I started reading Sister Nivedita's life, and then I understood Sister Nivedita, coming from Ireland, she has been inspired by Swami Vivekananda, and all the while she was following Swami Vivekananda, and my thinking about Swami Vivekananda my mind started questioning about Swami Vivekananda's understanding. Then I started thinking probably there is a mistake in understanding Swami Vivekananda with myself. Then again I went back and I started studying, and with the help of monks, then I was able to understand Swami Vivekananda in a better manner, and then I became the fan of Swami Vivekananda also. That's why Sister Nivedita has got a great value in my life personally. And apart from that, in 2021, way back, some of our devotees, they know this incident. Our General Secretary Swamiji, Reverend General Secretary Swamiji, one day evening, he called me. I said, Shanti Vivekananda, we want to send you to foreign country. Are you ready to go? Till now, I have never gone to any foreign country or whatever. I said, Swamiji, wherever you ask me to go, I am ready to go. Then he said, will you go to Ireland? I said, yes, Maharaj. Then will you send your consent email? I said, yes. Of course, I'm poor in geography, so I thought Ireland is somewhere near America. But only I was happy that Ireland is a place where Sister Nivedita has come. So I'm going to Sister Nivedita's land where I can work and serve Sister Nivedita. That's how I accepted. And afterwards, after disconnecting the phone, then when I Googled, I understood. Ireland is next to England. anyhow, I came and with a cold country and all. But the only attraction for me, at least it was here, that is Sister Nivedita's land. It is a pleasure and it is a privilege to stay in this country in the midst of cold or in the midst of any other problems, obstacles, challenges, serving whatever is possible, humble service from me. I thought that is a real tribute and real homage for our dear Sister Nivedita. That's why we are all here. And similarly, we all know that we are the branch of the Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission. Even when the authorities received the application for the affiliation of this center, so fast, in a year or two, simply they accepted to start a center, affiliated center of Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission here. The only reason was that was the time where 150th birth anniversary of Sister Nivedita was celebrated in a grand manner in India. During that time, we received the application from here, from the devotees and Swami Purnananda. Then all of us, our monks, senior monks, they thought that is the best way to pay our homage, to pay our tribute to Sister Nivedita, thinking that without checking the facts or whatever, they accepted this center, that is Dublin Ramakrishna Vedanta Center, and that's where we are all here. And today we are having a distinguished chief guest, that is Revered Swami Balabhadranji. He is a senior monk of the Ramakrishna Order, and is also, his spiritual journey began as a student and deeply inspired by the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. In 1973 itself, he received Mantra Diksha, spiritual initiation from Revered Swami Nirvananandji. He is a Revered Vice President of the Order, and also he is the direct disciple of Swami Brahmananji, who is the spiritual son of Sri Ramakrishna. In 1977, Swami Balabhadranji embraced monastic life by joining the Ramakrishna Mission Institute of Culture. This is an international organization in South Calcutta. A lot of seminars, a lot of researchers on consciousness, Indology, Ramakrishna Vivekananda, Vedanta literature, and School of Languages. So many things are there in this institute. So he had a privilege to join this institute as a novice. And he spent 22 years in that institute under the guidance of Swami Lokeshwaranji. And again, he was also an internationally renowned monk. He was respected highly by the then intellectuals and also common people alike. And afterwards, he got his sannyas, monastic vows in 1986. And during his tenure in the institute, he served publication department, youth wing, and he also saw many value orientation activities and youth conferences. And his dedication, his commitment, his skills made the authorities to notice that, and he was also very soon he was made as an assistant secretary of that institute. And in 2005, he was asked to take the in charge, the secretary of the Ramakrishna Mission in Asansol. In 2012, Swamiji was elected as the governing member of the Ramakrishna Mission and also as the trustee of the Ramakrishna Mutt. In whole of our Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission, we have got 20 trustees. These are the 20 trustees who make the policy decisions for our entire order. Among them, Swamiji is one, and also is the member of the governing body and the trustee of the Ramakrishna Mutt, and is also assistant general secretary of our Ramakrishna Mutt and also Ramakrishna Mission. Till now, he is continuing, is occupying that place. More than all these things, which many of the young monks or even senior monks, we are all attracted. We were and we are all attracted by his saintly behavior, by his soft nature, down to earth, and he has got yesterday evening we had a satsang in one of the devotees' house. For 1 hour he spoke, and that 1 hour how it went we didn't understand, because he has got lot of collection of the inspiring stories, motivational stories of our senior monks, and especially youths and also even old people in India especially. They are well inspired and motivated by his teachings through lectures and through his singing. So on this August occasion, on behalf of Ramakrishna Vedanta Center and assembled devotees, and personally, humbly, I welcome Swamiji for this August assembly. Welcome, Swamiji. And also, I welcome our chairperson, Professor Siddharth Singh, directors, secretary, special invitees like Aiden Krishna, DCF member and secretary, and Michael Sullivan, and all the devotees and well-wishers I welcome for this Nivedita celebration. And thank you for accepting our invitation and being present here. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. And when you hear and what he was telling, such the amount of workload Swamiji has, sometimes it seems that is he really able to mix with common people like us? But as you said yesterday evening, we were having stitches in our stomach, laughing out at and the wit that these people have. I'll tell you. And if I'm sure all of you have read Thakur's biography, The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. One thing which repeats page after page, if you really read, is two words within brackets, twice or thrice every page. Everybody laughs. In Bangla it is Shokoler Hasho. And that's how that book is written, so simply that Thakur has brought down the difficult religion to such an understandable and fun way for us. It makes it easy for us, and I'm sure when he talks, you will also find that thing. And Maharaj, welcome here. And I know again I'm remembering something. My language is also funny. This word Maharaj in my language means the monk who has renunciated everything, and also means the emperor who is sitting on top of the wealth. So really intriguing. So now, next up, I present to you Adrian Christian. He is the secretary of the Dublin City Interfaith Forum. Hi Adrian, thanks for coming here. DCIF is a network dedicated to fostering interfaith dialogue and cooperation. And you will hear Adrian, he comes here very often, works with us very closely. Today, Adrian has decided to tell us about Sister Nivedita, who we have seen not seen her, we have read about her, right? How relevant her teachings, her sayings, her activities are in today's context, the disturbances and things that we see today. Over to you, Adrian.
Namaste. Swamis, ladies and gentlemen, friends. As always, a pleasure being here. It's not my first time, but every time I come here, it gives joy to my heart. So, just like Swami Shanti Bratananda, I was wondering why are we celebrating Sister Nivedita in September and it should be October? Because after so many times I knew it was in October, at least that much I knew about Sister Nivedita. But now I know. So it's a good idea. Let's have it now and let's have it done well, without interfering with other events. So I want to say I want to extend a warm greeting from my colleagues. I have Michael here with me at the Interfaith Forum. You mentioned the Interfaith Forum. We work together in collaboration with other faith traditions and communities to I suppose, develop this understanding of our newfound religious diversity that Ireland now experiences. So I have a few thoughts that I jotted down since I received the invitation from Swami Shanti Bratananda, which, as I said, surprised me, the timeliness. But I just want to say that as a forum, our it's the first time when we seriously learned about Sister Nivedita and her work in India was around 2015 and 2016 when the community was beginning to establish itself in a different location in the city center in Blessington Court. But and it was 2016 actually when we had a conference in Woodkey, one of the civic venues in the city center, which was possible because we had the support of the then Lord Mayor, Krina Nidoni, who was very interested in learning more about Sister Nivedita and her work in India. So that was the first time, because until then, I don't really know, I couldn't tell you how many people in Ireland knew about Margaret Elizabeth Noble and her work in India. I didn't know them. And even now, if we think, let's realistically try and imagine how many people here in Ireland are familiar with Sister Nivedita or Margaret Noble. So there is still a lot of work to do for all of us to try and create a better understanding of who she was and her work in India. People know a lot more about Rabindranath Tagore. There are statues around the city, but very little about Sister Nivedita. So, like I said, I've been invited quite a few times to talk about it. There isn't much I can tell you that you don't know about Sister Nivedita, so I won't even attempt to go there. But I just want to, if you allow me, just share a glimpse of some of the things she did over there. Because we know that as soon as she arrived there in 1898 in Kolkata, she became deeply involved in the social and the cultural life of the city. And she opened that school for girls, which one aimed to provide them with an education and a modern education, but also in line with preserving their culture and their cultural heritage. And it was known as the Sister Nivedita School. And also it became a model of education for other educational institutions in India. We also know that her work extended beyond the classroom. She was involved in various social and cultural activities, such as promoting Indian art and culture, organizing relief work during natural disasters, and always advocating on women's rights. Important from, I suppose, where we are and our work on the interfaith space is the fact that she supported Swami Vivekananda's work on the value of religious tolerance. She articulated a theology of interfaith cooperation and invited Vivekananda's colleagues of other faiths to do the same. And her work wasn't without challenges. She faced criticism and opposition from conservative groups in Indian society who were afraid of her progressive ideas and the Western, coming from the Western background. Yet she stayed undeterred in her mission and continued to work tirelessly for the betterment of the Indian society. Her efforts were organized and appreciated by many, and great Mahatma Gandhi praised her as a true daughter of India. Now, about 4 years ago, when we were finding ourselves in the throes of a deep pandemic, a crisis that was filled with fear and uncertainty, this center here organized an online event, and that was in October, on celebrating Sister Nivedita, the birth of Sister Nivedita. So there, online behind my desktop there, I asked a question, or whether we need a Sister Nivedita here in Ireland to help us, to help society deal with the fear and the uncertainty of the time. So I don't know what anybody responded because it was online. But now, 4 years later, I find myself again here talking to you, and I'm asking the same question. Because unfortunately the same, slightly different uncertainties and fears are around us again. And I do ask you all again, how do we make sure that we'll have a Sister Nivedita here and now? So I'm going to leave this with you to discuss it later. A couple of more things I want to say that we know that, and if we don't, we should, there is a lot to be inspired by such immense leaders like Sister Nivedita. And we should do more than just search for our common values. We must learn how to make space for difference, and especially at the heart of monotheistic imagination. Our global future will call for something stronger than the earlier doctrines of toleration and pluralism. We need a new understanding that the unity of the Creator is expressed in the diversity of creation. The test of our faith is whether we could make space for difference, to put it just very plainly. And the question that we ask, another question that we ask is, can I recognize God's image of someone whose image, language, and faith ideas are different than mine? Because if I cannot, then I have made God in my image instead of allowing Him to meet me as He is, just as the natural environment depends on biodiversity. Our own human environment depends on human cultural diversity, because no one civilization encompasses all the spiritual, ethical, and artistic expressions of mankind. And failure to respect diversity has led to so many tragedies in the history of humanity. To conclude, perhaps, we might remind ourselves of some of the tenets of our interfaith charter that encourage us to uphold social justice and to defend the dignity of all who share our society, our space. We should allow diversity to flourish, and in doing so, promote dialogue, integration, and belonging among all of us. And we should do this sincerely, with authenticity, and in good faith. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Michael, as well. Very well said. And, I have to refer to my notes because I was going through your website and something caught my eyes, which I want to read out for everybody. And I'm very happy that I saw this. So, So, quoting from the DCIF website, where you have described Hinduism, and I'm a Hindu, I was very proud to read this. The most all-embracing and all-inclusive attitude is the full acceptance of every religion and approach. Hindus love all religions and respect the individuality of choice available to relate to an inconceivable principle that is devoid of spatial parts and changes not in evolution. Very well said. Thank you, sir. And I'll tell you, our Swamiji said that we don't tolerate other religions, we accept all religions. And that's what we were saying. Thank you very much once again. We have some very wonderful programs coming in, and I think the next is a dance program. A dance performance by students of Kala Sankhya. This school is run by Meera Ramalingam. I got it right. Okay, so there will be two dances. The first one is Natesa Kautubam. This will be performed by Toshani Basu and Genelia George. And then there will be the second one, which is Parvati Natha, will be presented by Arya Ramalingam. So, the floor is over to you. I'll remove the carpet as you say.
Everything is right. On the list. On the list. Leah, I do not want to put you in a spot, but before the next program starts, next dance starts, if you can take 30 seconds to tell everybody what form of dance this was,
Yes.
that just.
So this is Bharatanatyam. This is from Tamil Nadu, and so actually this Natesha Kautuvam is on Nataraja or Shiva. So because when 1 week ago Swamiji said, Shiva based, so I literally, the children had only 1 week to learn and do this song. So that was a lot of pressure on them. So.
Thank you. Thank you. You can ask her to give introduction for second one also. It is easy for us to understand. And if you will like to give an introduction to this dance, just the way you did it at the end of the video.
So this song is again based on Shiva. It's called Parvati Nasa. Parvati
it was really wonderful. Big thank you. So we started with the Irish hymn for Saint Bridget, the prayer for Saint Patrick's. Now we have the Bharatnatyam. So more to come. Don't worry. So our next program is a short conversational play delivered by Bala Gokulam. Bala Gokulam, a gathering of children, I think between the age of 4 to 16 or 6 to 16. Yeah, they regularly meet across the community, and the aim of this group is to help children bloom, grow, and inculcate values of the Sanatana Dharma. That was the original name of our Hindu Dharma. So these people today will tell you something about Sister Nivedita. So Adrian was telling us before that you cannot tell us like we know everything about Nivedita. I'll tell you you're wrong. You don't know. So Swamiji has specially worked with them to prepare this conversational work to tell us and take us through the life of Sister Nivedita. So over to you guys. Now, how do you need the mic?
No, they don't need it.
Namaste everyone. It is our privilege to be here this evening for Sister Nivedita Jayanti. We, the children of Sanatana Ireland, are here to talk about Sister Nivedita. Amarya, did you know that Sister Nivedita was an Irish-born teacher and remains to be one of the most influential, multifaceted female figures of India? Yes, Adya. She was a teacher, school owner, and social activist. Social activist, and was born in Dublin in Ireland.
She was born to a Methodist Christian family. Sister Nivedita was named. Sister Nivedita was originally named Margaret Elizabeth Noble by her parents, but later was named Sister Nivedita by Swami Vivekananda, which means dedicated one.
True. She met Swami Vivekananda when he visited England in 1895. It is considered as a turning point in her life. She was attracted to the universal principles of Vedanta and to Swamiji's humanistic teachings. This made her to accept him as a spiritual guru. She left for India in 1898. Swamiji's principles and teachings influenced her, and this brought visible change in her vision. She also had encapsulated a great relationship with Sharda Devi, surpassing all language and cultural barriers. She embraced her as Kuki, or little girl, and Bhagavana.
Sister Nivedita was a great advocate of women empowerment. The main reason why Swami Vivekananda invited her to India was to spread education to the women of the country. Sister Nivedita wanted to educate children who were deprived of even basic education.
To execute this initiative, she opened a school for girls. Her passion and never-ending dedication was executed by opening a Unifam school on November 1898. This was opened by the Holy Mother Sharda Devi herself and was immensely blessed. However, opening a school then wasn't an easy task. She toured over England and America with a great intention to raise money for the school. She also earned money for writings and giving lectures. She solely spent to meet the expense of the school.
And the vision didn't end with providing academic independence. Rather, she taught sewing, elementary rules of hygiene, nursing, etc. She worked hard to improve all the lives of Indian women of all castes. Chandalas, do you know Sister Nivedita's involvement of Indian freedom struggles?
Of course, Sister Nivedita inspired many youths in taking up the cause of Indian independence through her lectures and writings. She also provided financial and logical support and leveraged her contacts for government to get information from government agencies and independent activists.
She always tried to.
She always tried to her utmost to inculcate the national spirit in all her students' mind and their daily activities. As a part of this, she started the singing of the song Vande Mataram in her school as a prayer. She bravely stood up against the Lord Curzon about a statement about the moral code of East and West.
During her movement towards Indian independence, through her lectures and prolific writings, she had a huge influence on patriots like Sir Aurobindo Ghosh, Abhindranath Tagore, and Subramanian Bharatiya. She was undoubtedly a great leader, motivator, and educator.
Beyond doubt, she also had immense interest in promoting Indian science, culture, and history. She had actively encouraged Dr. Jagadish Chandra Bose to pursue his original scientific research, despite differences from the colonial government. Even though born to a Christian family, Sister Nivedita wanted to be a Hindu in thoughts and actions. Hence, she visited Hindu ladies to observe their way of life.
I have also heard that she was kind and caring. During the outbreak of plague epidemic in Calcutta, Sister Nivedita nursed the sick and took care of the patients in need. She had made an appeal for help in the English newspapers to aid relief activities.
Her work during the plague epidemic was remarkable, not for selfless service with the notion of serving humanist serving God. During the outbreak, Sister Nivedita inspired and motivated many youth to render voluntary services. She organized day-to-day activities, inspected work, and personally handed over written instruction for preventing the epidemic. She was a scholar too. She was an eminent, prolific writer which influenced many great writers to produce great works later. Her famous one was Kali the Mother, which later inspired Abhindranath Tagore on Bharat Mata to produce his noble artwork on Bharat Mata. Sister Nivedita also edited Karma Yoga, the nationalist newspaper of our Dublin.
Sadly, Sister Nivedita died on 13th October 1911 at the age of 43. Her identity as Westerner and disciple of Swami Vivekananda enabled her to do great things and be promoted pan-Indian nationalist.
Thank you all for such an amazing conversation about Sister Nivedita and her profound, extraordinary life. We will finish this conversation by quoting a writing extracted from her epic creation, Kali, the Mother. Our daily life relates to our symbol of God. No two ever quite covered the same conception. Namaste.
Can I request each of you to tell your name please once, and all of you please cheer them.
Shreyas,
Big hand again. Thank you. Okay, our next performer is Professor Lawrence Gill. So, okay, and before we start that, just small announcement. We have, we are again laying down the carpet. We have to remove it temporarily. But any of you who wants to sit over here, and come and squat down on this, take a prime position, and hear the program from the front row. Right. So, Professor Lawrence Gill is Professor of Environmental Engineering in Trinity College, Dublin. Very popular among the students and the colleagues, Lawrence's talents are multifaceted. Apart from the academic achievements, which is expected, he is well known for his musical skills and cultural interests, especially for his instrumental skills of playing the uilleann pipes. I hope I'm pronouncing right. Uilleann pipes. Okay. He's well traveled and has visited India a few times. So, Professor Lawrence Gill, over to you.
Okay, hello everybody, and thanks for the invite to be here. So I'm honoured to be here. So I'm going to play, I'll probably play 3 Irish tunes, I think. So these are called the Uilleann pipes, and Uilleann in Irish means elbow. So you compare basically with this by your elbow. You know, a lot of bagpipes you kind of blow into. So I might just need a minute to tune up.
No, I think we'll learn.
Yeah, often when I'm tuning up, people get started, right? So yeah, I might play 2 on the pipes and 1 on the whistle. So the first tune is an Éire, which is a kind of slow tune, called Ashling Gale, I think. tune I play is a jig. So jig's like a 3-time sort of dance tune, I suppose. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of the tunes I play.
In Bengali it's called Badra. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right?
Yeah. As in, but all the tunes have individual names. So I just can't remember. I'll just play one more. Okay, so this will be a reel, which is, again, it's kind of like a dance tune, but it's a slightly different time. I can't remember the name of the song.
you, Lawrence. We really appreciate it. And so, Vishwajit told me that he has multi-talented, multifaceted talents, and I also hear that he's part of Trinity's cricket team.
Not anymore, it used to be.
Used to be.
But
So-
sadly, yes.
Yes. So good. And one thing about Trinity, when Professor Jagdish Chandra Bose and Sister Nivedita had visited Trinity, the provost had hosted a tea party over here. So Nivedita has got a very deep relationship, even through Trinity over here. So thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate this. Our next event and the most awaited event, Maharaj, we are waiting for you to talk to us. So we will be waiting here, and if I am not wrong and it has not changed, his topic today is from Margaret Noble to Sister Nivedita. How did this transition happen? So over to you, Maharaj.
I offer my salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, Sharada Devi, Swami Vivekananda, and Sister Nivedita. My thanks and best wishes to Swami Shantipratananda ji for his inviting me here. My regards and namaskars to all of you present. We are passing through a very colorful evening. We have heard songs of both, classical songs of both the countries, Ireland and India, classical dance also. Nice presentation by our children on the life and message of Sister Nivedita. Actually, I also did not know about Sister Nivedita much. Even after 10 years of my embracing this monastic life. Then what? Yes, I used to respect her because that we know. That we used to know. Anybody in India knows that she was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda, and to serve India as Swamiji's call, she left her country and adopted India as her own land. So that much I used to know. But then I was asked to deliver a speech, a very prestigious speech on Sister Nivedita's life and message. So at that time I started reading a book. That book is in Bengali, multi-volume book, and that should be translated into English. Lokomata Nivedita, by the foremost, best researcher on Swami Vivekananda since born, Professor Shankar Prasad Basu. Name of the book is Lokomata Nivedita. Now the name Nivedita was given by Swami Vivekananda, and the name Lokomata, meaning mother of the masses, mother of the people, was given by none other than Rabindranath Tagore. So two giants of Indian Renaissance, they paid their tribute, you can say, to Sister Nivedita by this. Name was given, Lokomata Nivedita of that book. Lokomata was given by Tagore, and Nivedita, as you all know, given by our Guru, Swami Vivekananda. But after going through that book, day and night, I went through that book for preparing myself for this speech. So I could not leave it aside, as if I am appearing for an exam. So much engaging it was, so much that those books captivated me. For 1 week I went through those books, and as I finished, the first feeling was that a feeling of shame. I felt so much ashamed that a lady from a foreign country, she could love, love, adore, and respect Vivekananda's ideals so much. She could dedicate in this manner for our country, and we did not know anything about her. We did not do anything for Swamiji's sake or for India's sake. So a feeling of shame came upon me. So after that, surely my attitude regarding Sister Nivedita changed, and for long I have been thinking, especially after this center, a Vedanta center was inaugurated here. For long I was thinking that I visit this place, the birthplace of Sister Nivedita. So I am very much thankful to Shanti Brotanandaji that you have made this possible. My dream has come true because of you. So my topic, you know, journey of Sister Nivedita from Margaret, journey from Sister Nivedita, journey from Margaret novel to Sister Nivedita. The Nivedita name was given by his Guru Swami Vivekananda, meaning the dedicated. She was actually dedicated even before she was born by her mother. She was the first child, and naturally mother was very much afraid that whether the child will be born safely. So she prayed to God that if the child is born safely, then I will dedicate it to the service of to your service. And God listened to her prayer, and she also kept her word. Because after 31 years when Nivedita left for India, she did not stand in the way. Nivedita was born to a pious Christian couple, Samuel Noble and Mary Noble. Nivedita's only brother, Richmond Noble, said that since her childhood, two prominent traits were found in my eldest sister's life. One is her natural spiritual feeling. Another is her patriotic fervor. Spiritual feeling, inclination that Nivedita got from her parents and paternal grandfather. And patriotic zest she inherited from both of her maternal and paternal grandfather. And India also needed these two at that time. So she came to know about India when one day, when she was only a small girl of 6 or 7, a missionary friend of his father's who was deputed to work in India came back to Ireland, and one day he paid a visit to Samuel's house, and he was talking enthusiastically, praisefully of India. And Sister Nivedita, Margaret, 6 or 7-year-old Margaret, was listening to him with all attention. Then this friend of father, his father Samuel's friend, she also noticed something something special about this child. So while leaving, he blessed Margaret and said that one day I feel as I had been summoned by India, one day you too will be summoned by India. A call will come from India for you. At that time, don't deny that call. He said this and left. And immediately after that, for the first time, she heard about India. Immediately after that, a missionary friend of his father left. Margaret went to Samuel and asked him to show India on the global map. And when Samuel pointed out this is India, then with a strange fondness, she ran her fingers over the map of India. So that is the first time she heard about India. Samuel passed away at the age of 34. So while dying, he told his wife Mary, that this girl is born to do great things. One day she will spread her wings. A great call will come for her. At that time, you do not hold her back. And later, Sister Nivedita also, long after all these things happened, even after Swamiji's passing away, 1904, she wrote a letter to Josephine MacLeod. Josephine MacLeod was, with her, she would express his mind, whatever thoughts, etc. come. Most intimate friend of Nivedita was Josephine MacLeod, though she was much older than Margaret. So she was writing that since my childhood, always I felt that a call will come. This is writes in 1904, 2 years before Swamiji had passed away. So she wrote a book, Wave of India, that created a stir, both in the West as well as in the East. Some supported it very much. Some said this is all exaggeration. So that created a stir both in the East as well as West. And Nivedita is to think that that book she has not written. Through her, Swami Vivekananda has written this book. She is writing in that letter. So many days I sat with pen in my hand to write. Not a single word came. Now, no aim to my words. No end to my words. You see, I know that he has written this through me. I'll send a copy of this book to you. I know that nobody will know, nobody will believe me. But surely you will be able to find Swami Vivekananda in this book. Then she writes, you see, I have always thought that a call will come to me. If she would not have come in that cool afternoon of 1895, my life would have been a headless torso, she said. That call at last came. So, Nivedita, Margaret, her father passed away. After that, she was sent to Halifax. Her maternal grandfather, he became their guardian. They were sent to, she as well as her younger sister May were sent to Halifax for studies. At 1880 to 84, when she was only 17-year-old, she completed her school studies and she did not want to study anymore. She wanted to experiment. She wanted to be a teacher and experiment with education. So she started, got a job, a governess job in a school, in a residential girls' school, where the girls she had to look after were only 15, or only junior to her only by 2 years. But she did this job very well, and that speaks of her personality. And then he kept changing her schools. As many as 5 schools he joined before he came in contact with Swami Vivekananda. So since 1884 to 1895. 1895 she met Swami Vivekananda. During this 1884 to 1895, that has been in 11 years, she moved from, joined and left 5 schools. And when she was very much influenced by the education philosophy of astrology and Fable. So once when she was in a school near in a mining area, and at that time she took up her pen also, started writing against the injustice that was being done against the poor miners of that place. And she as well as others also came to know that she has a mighty pen also. She could speak well very much, but before that everybody knew. She could talk, she could speak, she could convince others through words, but as she could write also well, that she as well as others also came to know at that time. Then in 1891, one of the disciples, one of the pupils of Feuerbach, she proposed to her that let us open a new school together at Wimbledon. Sister Nivedita, Margaret, agreed, and she came over to Wimbledon and settled with her mother and sister and brothers there. So in 1891, she joined their school, but 1 year after, she opened a new school of her own, 1892. And Swami Vivekananda came at 1895. And during this time, besides running their school, she also took part of, she also started, she together with Miss Martison and another friend, they started a intellectual forum, literary forum named as Shishem Club. There are stalwarts like Bernard Shaw, Thomas Huxley, they also participated, and Margaret also participated regularly there. So, before meeting Swami Vivekananda itself, Margaret Noble was famous among the intelligentsia of London as an educationist, from writer as well as speaker. Apparently, this is a very happy picture of a very successful young lady with versatile talents. But at heart, she was not happy. There was a conflict going on between her inborn Christian belief as well as her reasoning, which gradually got sharpened, more and more sharpened by her harsh studies. And the exact state of her mind, she later expressed in a letter, probably that also written to Miss MacLeod. Long after Swami Vivekananda's passing away, she wrote that letter. There we come to know the exact state of her inner world at that time, just before meeting Swami Vivekananda. I am quoting, even from my girlhood, I was inclined to venerate all religious teachings, and I devotedly worshipped the child Jesus, loved him with whole heart. But after the age of 18, I began to harbor doubts as to the truth of Christian doctrines. These doubts grew stronger and stronger, and at the same time, my faith in Christianity tottered more and more. For 7 years, I was in this wavering state of mind, very unhappy, and yet very, very eager to know the truth. Alas, no peace, no rest was there for my troubled soul, all eager to know the truth. And then came the turning point for my faith. I met him who was no other than Swami Vivekananda, who afterwards became my guru, and whose teachings have given me the relief for which my doubting spirit have been longing so long. So Swami Vivekananda, 1895, after creating a start at the Parliament of Religion, and also after the Parliament of Religion, as a cyclonic monk teaching the eternal message of India almost throughout the whole of America, she came to London in 1895, probably in the middle of 1895, and he had already spent 3 months in London, and naturally intelligence and London were very much drawn to him. But Margaret did not know about her about Swamiji till then, perhaps. At least she did not attend any lecture of Swami Vivekananda till then. Only 15 days were left. At that time, Margaret's friend Lady Margeson, he attended Swami Vivekananda's speech, and she invited Swami Vivekananda to her house, and naturally she invited Margaret also. So Margaret attended that, listened to Swami Vivekananda. Not only listened to, she observed Swami Vivekananda minutely. She is listening to Swamiji and as well as observing Swami Vivekananda. And some ideas, her impression about Swami Vivekananda at the first sight was strikingly, similar to what Sri Ramakrishna told about Swami Vivekananda. So listening to Swamiji and looking at him also, later she is writing in Master's Sign, seeing him, I felt that surely she is used to spending long hours in meditation, which is very much right. And later she said that I could also recognize the heroic fiber of his personality. We all know that Sri Ramakrishna also used to say about Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji, that you are a hero, heroic personality. So heroic fiber, that she observed, as well as the meditative habit, that also she, all those things, she unmistakably noticed in Swami Vivekananda. So she listened carefully to what Swami Vivekananda said. More than one of Swamiji spoke, she could not understand everything, but she understood this. What impressed him most was this, the loftiness, newness and purity of his words. This impressed her. And also he liked this, that Swami Vivekananda used Swami Vivekananda stressed on realization instead of faith. That appealed to her very much, because she was also thinking in this life. Faith could not satisfy her anymore. She was for truth. And Swami Vivekananda also said this, religion is truth. And if there is a truth, you have to understand it, you have to realize it for yourself. Not that anybody is saying anything, you cannot quote that. You have to verify it for yourself. So all these things appealed to her. So she could not, 2 more lectures Swamiji was to give at London before leaving again for US. So Swamiji could not, Margaret could not anymore miss those remaining 2 lectures. And she participated into the question and answers also. Later, she was so impressed, later she writes, Margaret, that before Swamiji left for USA, only 3 times, 3 lectures she attended, only 3 days she could meet, interact with Swami Vivekananda. Before Swami Vivekananda left for US, she was totally impressed by Swamiji, and before she left, I started addressing him as my master. I noticed a heroic fiber in his publicity, and I also could observe that he had a great love, great passionate love for his motherland. Margaret, Sister Nivedita expresses here, writes in a strangely worded sentence. She writes here, I could observe his great love for his motherland, and I decided to offer myself as a servant of his love for his motherland. That was the sentence. I decided to offer myself as a servant to his love for his motherland. That means he loves his motherland, I also will assist him. I also will do something so that I can help his love for motherland something. But liking all these things, but that I have addressed him as master, that I have been able to recognize him, appreciate the heroism in his personality, that I have been able to understand that he loves his motherland very much, and I also want to help him in that regard. All these things was secondary. All these things were because I was most impressed by his character. It was to his impeccable, through all this, I offered my obeisance to his impeccable character. That means his character his impeccable character, spotless character, that attracted sister most. Then Swamiji came to London again after 1 year, in mid-June, mid-year, during June 1896, on his way back to India. And in between, Swamiji was in touch with Sister Nivedita through letters. That this time, Nivedita attended her speeches again. And this time, Swami Vivekananda uttered a direct call to renunciation for Nivedita. One day, in a question and answer class, Swami Vivekananda said, "What the world needs today is 20 men and women on the street yonder and say that they possess nothing but God." Swami Vivekananda stopped and he started. Several times he asked, "Who will go? Who will go? Who of you will go?" Nivedita was averse to say, "I'll go," but could not utter that. But Swami Vivekananda understood and Nivedita's heart. So, Swami Vivekananda was in London, Nivedita also was in London, but from London itself, just a few days after, Swamiji wrote a very inspiring letter to Sister Nivedita. 7 June 1896. We all know this very famous letter from 63 St. John's Road, London, Swamiji is writing. This letter is very important because in this letter itself, Swamiji has expressed, Nivedita questioned Swamiji, what is the aim of your life, what is the mission of your life? And Swamiji wrote this: "My ideal indeed can be put into a few words, and that is to preach unto mankind their divinity and how to make it manifest in every movement of life." Because of this only, that was the ideal of Nivedita. Nivedita worked for India. Why did he work for India? Because Nivedita felt, Nivedita said specifically, why did he work for India? But she felt that working for India is working for humanity. Because India possesses this message. The eternal Vedantic message, spirituality, India possesses. Just as Swami Vivekananda said, that India should not die. If India died, spirituality will be extinct from the entire world. All the human qualities for which human beings are called human beings, all the sweet-souled human ideas will be gradually extinct from this world. So God should not be so unkind to humanity. So for humanity's sake, God will not create a situation so that India dies. So motivated by this very same sentiment, Nivedita spent her life, dedicated her life for India. Actually, both Swami Vivekananda and Nivedita's life were spent for humanity as a whole, including spiritually India. Nivedita, immediately after Swamiji's passing away, 1902, a few days after Swamiji's passing away, everybody is mourning. The whole country is mourning Swamiji's passing away. And when she goes to Belur Math, she finds that all the sadhus and brahmacharis are also mourning. And she thought that is why she was special. She thought in another way. This is the time to what? She found that Vivekananda's death is as if Vivekananda resurrected. She felt like that. Everybody is talking about Vivekananda. So this is the time to talk about, this is the time to preach about Swami Vivekananda. This is the time to carry Swami Vivekananda's message with more intensity, more energetically to the people, and especially the people of India. So she started touring whole of India. And in a speech, she says about Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda passed away on 4th July. That speech is being delivered in Bombay, probably in July. 4th July, probably the date is 22nd July. So she says, Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, these twin souls appeared in India for the redemption of India. In the same speech, the significance, the name of the speech is the significance of the life and message of the Swami Vivekananda. These twin souls have appeared for the redemption of India. Then after a few lines, she utters, these twin souls have appeared for the salvation of the entire world. So this is the thing. Surely for India, as well as for the entire world. So this letter is very important, to preach unto mankind their divinity. So to call upon everyone that you are the divine, you are the self, anybody. As Swami Vivekananda says, my special object of worship is those human beings whom the ignorant call man, and this God is spread over all races, all countries, and all religions. So this is like this. Then she said, the earth's bravest and best will have to sacrifice themselves for the good of many, for the welfare of all. Buddhas by the hundreds are necessary with eternal love and pity. Religions of the world have become lifeless mockeries. What the world wants is character. The world is in need for those whose life is one burning love, selfless. That love will make every word tell like thunderbolt. In this letter, Swamiji wrote that I am sure you have the making in you of a world mover, and other powers will also come. Yeah, you have in you the power of a world mover. After Swamiji's passing away, Nivedita said again to Miss MacLeod, that now I feel within myself a power so that I can move the entire world. So that is why he engaged herself after Swamiji's passing away for the regeneration of India. Then after a few days, Swami Vivekananda specifically told Margaret, I have a specific plan for the women of India, and I think will be of great help in that regard. And Swamiji said, Margaret said, yes, I am ready for that. So after a few months in November 1896, Swamiji set sail for India, along with him Saviour's couple as well as Mr. Dublin. They also accompanied Swami Vivekananda to India, and Margaret wanted to accompany at that time itself, but Swamiji said, no, stay here itself. You do your work, stay here itself. Do my work, stay here itself, and wait for me call. Then Swamiji came back. He came back to Kolkata. Mott was established. It was not named Belur Mott, it was at that time Alam Bazar. So Swamiji reached Belur Mott on 19 February 1897. To Mrs. Olive on 25th February, he is writing, my duty will not be complete if I die without starting two places, one for the sannyasis and the other for the women. Now, Swami Vivekananda was entrusted 4 responsibilities by Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna gave her these 4 things. One is to start a monastery or mosque, and another is probably, Swami surely, not probably, almost surely we can say that a similar monastery for women also. Because when Swami Vivekananda framed rules for the Ramakrishna Mott and mission for us the monks, the first rule was this, that Sri Ramakrishna Atmana Mokshartham Jagadhitara, that is our motto. That is the motto of the monks and brahmacharis around. Atmana Mokshartham means you have to liberate, you have to have spiritual realization yourself. What you understand by spiritual realization? Seeing God or have self-knowledge, whatever you understand. Atmana Mokshartham. Spiritual realization. And along with that, not only that, you have to do good to this world also. That is the first thing, first rule for the monks. Then the second rule is this, that like this mott, like this monastery, we will have to establish another monastery for women also. But that will be totally independent of the male monastery. So these two things, these two responsibilities are given by Swami Vivekananda and Swami Sri Ramakrishna. Then another was that on a piece of paper, Sri Ramakrishna, before his passing away, wrote, Naren will teach the world. Naren will teach the world. After you would have travelled throughout India, travelled throughout India as well as outside, she would thunderously proclaim the message of India, message of Vedanta actually, divinity. This soul is potentially divine, as Swami Vivekananda put it to Nivedita, that to preach unto mankind inherent divinity, and again to show how to manifest the divinity every moment. So that was Sri Ramakrishna interested to. first one monastery for the male folk, one monastery for the women folk, then eternal message of India, eternal message of Vedanta, eternal message of spiritual truth that he himself realized. So that will have to be another one that we do not know. Swamiji spoke so much about India. Why did he say? So another brother, Swami Sri Ramakrishna told him specifically that you have to regenerate India. You have to regenerate India. During his wandering days, when he was at Hatras, a place known as Hatras, a railway station, and the Hatras, the assistant station master of the station become monk later, his disciple and monk, Swami Sadananda became Sharatchandra Gupta. So in his reminiscence it is there. That Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda always in a very jovial mood. Sometimes he will be very much in ground, he will sit in a pensive mood. So one day he was sitting in that mood, then Swami Sadananda, at that time Sharatchandra Gupta, he asked him, why, what are you thinking over? You look so gloomy. Then Swamiji said, you see, I have my master, my Sri Ramakrishna has entrusted a very great work, great responsibility on me. That task is so vast, and my abilities, my capabilities are so small, and that I have been able to do anything for that so far. When I think about that, I cannot but be models, and that is this, nothing short of regeneration of my motherland. So this fourth thing, to start a monastery for Swarnashis, to start a monastery for women, and to preach the eternal message of Vedanta throughout the world, as well as to regenerate this country. And Swami Vivekananda, then Nivedita would come. First, Nivedita was waiting there. Swami Vivekananda asked her to wait till I got. Swamiji did not ask her immediately because he first looked for a woman leader from India itself. Swamiji's philosophy is this, that a male folk will be led by one educated men, and the women folk will be led by educated women. So he was looking for an educated women from among Indian women. So, but he could not get. So then she sent a letter. That letter is also very much known and also famous. And Swami Vivekananda said that now I am convinced that for India and for its women especially, you have a great role to play. I am now convinced that you have a great future in the work for India. What was wanted, not a man, but a woman, a real lioness, to work for the Indians, women especially. So Swamiji wanted Nivedita in India, generally for India as a whole, and particularly for women. So Swamiji Nivedita came in 1898 in January, and immediately after Nivedita's coming here, Swamiji made several very significant comments. One is that Nivedita, Margaret, has not come to boss over us. She has come to give her her life, one thing. And India one day will live with her. And another thing, that was most important, that if I die today, my task will be carried forward by her. If I die today, then what task to be carried by, will be continued by Sister Nivedita. This task, regeneration of motherland. Not that the monastic organization, because Swami Brahmananda, able brother disciples are there, monastic brothers are there. So not that. This task of India's regeneration, as well as in that task also Nivedita participated. The spread of India's eternal message of Vedanta. So these two tasks were done by Sister Nivedita. Not only these two tasks, the school for the girls that she started, that became the ultimately that became the beginning of the future monastic organization for the nuns, for the women, international and independent of male domination, an organization of its first of its kind. So So this is all these things, and then Margaret came. After Margaret's coming, within a few days, Swami Vivekananda initiated her. Swami Vivekananda gave her Mantra Diksha, and that gave her that name, Nivedita, the designated. And immediately after that, Swami Vivekananda, it was pre-scheduled. Swami Vivekananda and a few of his Western friends, Saviors and others, it was scheduled even before Margaret's advent that they would go on a tour of Himalayas and North India. And Swamiji invited Margaret also. Swamiji said that come with me on this tour. You are now one, I will make 20 of you. You are now one, I will make 20 of you. And actually he did that. This journey, this tour of India, along with Swami Vivekananda, that was for Sister Nivedita, discovery of India, as well as discovery of Swami Vivekananda also more in depth. After that Vivekananda, Swamiji wanted, after that Sister Nivedita was actually qualified for working for the Indian Union. And when Sister Nivedita came, there was no one more experienced in the field of education in India as a whole than Sister Nivedita. So Swami Vivekananda made a very right choice by bringing Nivedita in India for women's education. So after 1 year, Swami Vivekananda ordained Bhagini Nivedita, Sister Nivedita, into Brahmachari, Nishtika Brahmachari. No new name was given, and that was exactly after 1 year, 25th March 1890, she was given Mantra Diksha, and 25th March 1899, she was ordained into Brahmachari. And surely the task of transformation of Margaret into Sister Nivedita was initiated by Swami Vivekananda, but that was made complete by Sharda Devi. Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda wanted it, that he would be closer, he was close to Holy Mother. So being in the inner apartments of Holy Mother, she knew many intricacies of Indian way of life, which helped her a lot. And Swami Vivekananda, and after this, Swami Vivekananda, in between the school was opened by Swami Vivekananda, Holy Mother, that Nivedita School for Girls, which is known as Sister Nivedita School now. And before Nivedita School, there are other schools also for girls. That is not the first school for girls in Kolkata. In Kolkata, we have to remember that at the time Kolkata was the capital of India. That was not the first school, not in Kolkata, not in India. But in which respect Nivedita School was first? That is the first kind of school which was based on Indian spirituality as well as modern education. This combination of two. The school will be Nivedita sect. Swami Vivekananda wanted that Swami Vivekananda gave Nivedita all freedom to chalk out the plans and etc. How the school will be formed, what will be the idea. Regarding that, Swami Vivekananda did not impose anything. The freedom Swami Vivekananda enjoyed from his Guru Sri Ramakrishna, that freedom Swami Vivekananda gave to Nivedita, totally. Nivedita sometimes offered to know, please tell me something, please criticize me, this is my plan. I place before you, I want that you criticize me. Then Swami Vivekananda says, no, as I am inspired by God, you are also inspired by God. So, I won't impose anything of me, my ideology. You do. Nivedita said, I also want to do that. I don't want any assistant. Generally what we see, when we make a new initiative, what we say, I need an assistant. Somebody to assist me. And Nivedita said, I do not want any assistant. I will attempt, I will fail from trial and error method, I will build up this institution, this school, in my own way. And Swami Vivekananda was very happy. Then Swamiji says, as I am inspired by the divine, you are also inspired by the divine. But my support, my blessings will be always with you. So this is Nivedita school. It was not first of its kind, but its character was such that was the first of its kind. That you have to combine the best of India's past. India's past means that element which is universal. That is spirituality, Vedantic spirituality, which is the universal spirituality. Swami Vivekananda has said many a time, only Vedanta can be the future universal religion. Every religion, if they have that liberality, that openness of heart and mind and intellect, they can find the essence of their religion in Vedanta. That Vedanta should be the basis of Indians' education. Later, Swami Vivekananda expressed it different form. Western science coupled with Vedanta. That will be the ideal of our education. And when Nivedita passed away in 1911, then Surendranath Banerjee, ICS, one of the foremost national leader, he had a paper of his own, Bengali. There he wrote, the name of the paper is Bengali, it was published in English. It was an English paper. So in that paper he wrote that we all understood, even before Nivedita's coming to India, that education is very much needed for our country. But what will be the form of that very much needed education, that we did not know before Nivedita. Nivedita has given before us, before the whole nation, not for that small school which is now run by Sharada Mutt. Actually, that is the ideal we have followed in all the Ramakrishna Mission schools or Sharada Mutt school. But that is the ideal. That is the ideal of ideal education for India. That at the core there will be that universal spirituality, and upon it all the modern education, all the modernities of modern education will be there. So combining these two things, Nivedita's contribution is this, that he gave us a form of ideal education that is needed for India. And Nivedita's participation in the regeneration of India, so Shankari Prasad Basu says that he was not only a leader, he was inspirer of Indian national leaders. Inspirer of Indian national leaders. And Shankari Prasad Basu believes, and he has placed in that multi-volume book, Lokamata Nivedita, he has shown there, that it is because of Nivedita, the regeneration of India has been is transformed into an all-around Renaissance. It has taken the shape of a Renaissance. Renaissance means the awakening is taking place in every field of science, art, everywhere Nivedita was there. She was, not only she participated, she inspired. She inspired Jagdish Chandra Bose. She inspired Jamshedji Tata. We know about Jagdish Chandra Bose. We don't know her great role in Jamshedji Tata's that institution. We don't know. Great role in new trained in Bengal art, Nandalal Basu, etc. So this way, Nivedita made our national awakening a real renaissance. So these are contributions of Sister Nivedita in this talk, in a single talk. Her great contribution cannot be presented. I'll close quoting from two stalwarts of that age, though very much not known to younger generation, who came in contact with Sister Nivedita. One is artist, at that time a young artist, who was inspired by Nivedita, and later became a famous art critic also, and another is famous socialist, social scientist, Vinay Kumar Sarkar. So quoting from them, I conclude my speech. So first, Mr. O.C. Ganguly, a young artist in the days of Nivedita, and who later became a distinguished artist and art critic. About Nivedita contribution, he says, it will be difficult to find out any movement initiated in modern Bengal, be it literary, artistic, archaeological, or research work on the ancient history, which is not influenced by the writings of Nivedita. And Professor Vinay Kumar Sarkar, an eminent social scientist and intellectual, he writes, Nivedita was a humanist and a public worker in every field: patriotism, education, politics, nationalism, industry, history, moral reforms, social service, feminism, and what not. During the glorious Bengali Revolution during the period of 1905 to 1910, Nivedita was a name to conjure with in young Bengalis. She was a colleague of almost everybody who was anybody in the movement of those days in Calcutta. If Vivekananda had not done anything but import Nivedita into the Indian sphere of activity, his life work would have still remained exceedingly epoch-making and fruitful. She was his miraculous discovery for India and grew into one of the profoundest treasures of the Indian people. So, with these few words, we join our tributes along with these stalwarts who had their first-hand experience of Nivedita's contribution. And again, I thank Shanti Gurtanandaji for making it possible for me to come here. Thank you.
We are coming towards the end of the program. So we'll have Dototi and Vidisha sing the song for us. You are getting harmonium, no?
Yeah.
And you put the table also. Table better than me?
Pranam Sami. This is a devotional song. It was written by, it is popularly known as Meera's Bhajan. So this was written sometimes in 16th century poetess and devotee of Lord Krishna. Her name is Meerabai. So this is a very traditional, famous bhajan which is sung for years, for centuries in India. So it's a humble tribute to this August occasion.
More जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो जन्म जन्म की जन्म जन्म की पूजे पाई जन्म जन्म की पूजे पाई जग में सलेख पायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो खर्च न खूटे बाको चोर न लूटे दिन दिन मरत समायो सतकी नाव के वटिया सतगुरु सतकी नाव के वटिया सतगुरु भव सागर तर आयो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो मीरा के प्रभु मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर गिरधा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर गिरधर नागर शरण कमल पर शिवा आंगन में मुरली बजाओ 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 मोरे मोरे आंगन में मुरली बजाओ मुरली बजाओ मुरली बजाओ बजाओ मोरे मोरे आंगन में मुरली बजाओ मुरली बजाओ मोरे आंगन में मुरली बजाओ
Very, very nicely sung, I'll tell you. Thank you so much. We're coming to the last part. We'll have the vote of thanks, and I'll just have to remind you, after the vote of thanks, we'll shift the shrine. We'll have the Arati over there. And after the Arati, we do have Prasad. So I invite Professor Sven to do the vote of thanks. He's our chairperson of this society, and we call him Measure. Over to you.
Thank you. So first of all, I'd like to welcome and thank all of you who've attended today. And it was very touching to see the different types of events organized, young children, people who were beautifully dressed and danced very elegantly. And we had the MC telling us all kinds of little facts and keeping our attention. Now, we heard some lovely Irish songs at the beginning, and we heard Professor Gill on the ulen pipes. I wanted to ask him whether the ulen pipe came before the bagpipes or after. Maybe someone can tell me that. That would be a bit of history. And then Swami Shantipursananda told us about his perception of Ireland being close to America. and so we, but the central theme in the thing was, of course, Nivedita was the main point. And then we had Bhadranandaji giving us a very, very beautiful description of the relationship between Swami Vivekananda and Nivedita. How, at the one hand, he was guiding her, on the other, he was giving her complete freedom. But so let me add a few very, very strange things about what I heard. The first thing is, here was this lady who was highly successful, who had access to exactly the things that she liked, intellectual atmosphere, teaching experiments which she could carry out in her own school, and then she goes to a lecture from someone we'd never heard of before. Here's the lecture, he's a bit skeptical at the start, but at the end decides that what he's saying is true, and it is something I was searching for. And then she did something which very, very few people in the world can do. She gave all of it up to go to another country about which she knew practically nothing, even though Swami Vivekananda told her, you can work in London and spread the message. But once she had decided, then Vivekananda, as Swamiji pointed out, said, yes, you can do great things in India, and he was absolutely right. Now, here people don't know too much about Nivedita, although there's an epic museum where there is a special exhibition on Nivedita which started last month. However, in Kolkata, it's completely different. So I'll give you two little examples. One is, Madame Ramon wrote a book, a biography of Sister Nivedita. And the preface was written by her husband, Jean Herbert. And he said he had come to India and he had attended a theatrical performance. And at the end of it, all those who performed, they would go to a shrine room and pay their respects. And in the shrine room, there were people, Gandhi was there, Indian saints were there, and among these serene faces, he said, there was a Western lady. And that Western lady was Nivedita. So this is the kind of thing, this is happened with John Herbert. When I visit Calcutta, I live in a place close to the Ramakrishna Gold Park Center. Maharaj was involved for many, many years. And on one of the roads, there is a girls' school. And the girls' school, they put decorative murals on the wall. And there is a picture of Subhash Chandra Bose, there is a picture of Gandhi, there is a picture of Mother Teresa, and there is a picture of Sister Nivedita. So this is the kind of spontaneous thing which is there in India. All kinds of institutional things are there, but this is something which is so deeply ingrained in Calcutta that you will find many, many girls once upon a time had the name Nivedita. And now all kinds of things are happening, and as Swamiji pointed out, that from the very beginning, Vivekananda wanted to have a center run by women, a sister organization, but the big difference between all other organizations in the world was that this organization was not under the control of the men. It was completely independent. And these are kind of some of the lessons where in kind of all our problems and so on, and we hear about Nivedita, and we are a marvel at her energy and all the things done. But the central message which she was spreading was the message of Vedanta, which was that you should treat service to man as service to God, which was one of the primary things of the thing, and the whatever you're doing is not just for yourself, but for all of humanity. And this she did in a selfless way. And I thank you very much, and I warmly welcome again this event organized with a lot of care by Swami Shantivarananda. And I end this by saying, well, I hope you turn some of these things into the way you live your lives. A little bit of, I'm an old person now, so I need a little bit of advice. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Very youthful old person.
We will now assemble in the shrine hall, please.
Thank you. Thank you. you.